And now we'll welcome our representatives from Bethany College, head coach Brandon Robinson, and senior wide receiver from Wheeling, West Virginia, and a Wheeling Park High School graduate, Davon McWhorter. Welcome to the stage, John. Thanks very much. Coach, we'll start with you. Can you talk about the leadership that you have returning and how you expect it to help the team moving forward in the 2023 season?
Yeah, so on top of Vaughn, he does a tremendous job in terms of day in, day out, his habits, the way that he shows up, he works. He does a great job as a leader in that facet. But we also have some other key leaders. Jordan Aldridge, he came with me last year to Media Day. He's a tremendous leader. His day in, day out, his habits, his work ethic, and also he's also a vocal leader in terms of how he holds guys accountable. We have Dadrick Vickers coming back. He's played a lot of football for us, and he's an emotional leader. He's that guy. He's fired up, and he brings a lot of energy to our program. So I think these guys, they just need to keep pushing the culture that we're asking for, the habits that we're asking for on a daily basis, and they do a great job of that. So we got to keep taking steps to execute that day in and day out.
Okay. What areas do you believe will be the strength of your team heading into this season?
Yeah, so coming off of a season like we had last year, there's a lot of areas that we have to improve. But I do think that our team speed is an area that I think can be a strength for us. I think our defense, position by position, I think we have some guys that can run well and can run to the football. That being said, team speed doesn't matter if you're not playing hard. So as long as those guys play hard and they can run to the football, I think that gives us an advantage. And on the offensive side of the ball, I think we have some perimeter players that can give us some positive matchups due to their vertical and their lateral speed.
With you being in your second year and coming off the season that you did, I'm sure that there's no job that's safe. So what positions do you expect to have the most competition for playing time as you enter the camp?
Yeah, so there's three positions that I think are going to be really fun to watch once we get to camp. The first one, of course, is the quarterback position. Karis Sam is returning. He actually started the last game of the season last year here at St. Vincent. So he got the majority of the snaps in the spring, and he did a really good job. So he's going to get an opportunity. But I think we have some guys coming in that are going to push him and be competing for a spot. So I'm excited to watch that position. On the defensive side of the ball, I think our inside linebacking position is going to be really fun to watch from a competitive standpoint because we got a lot of guys returning, but we also have some guys coming in that I think should be able to help us right away. So that'll be fun to see. And then another position that I think is going to be fun is running back. We graduated our leading rusher last year. I believe he was a top 3 rusher in the conference. And we got some good young guys coming in, but we also have some guys that are returning that I think it's going to be a really fun position to watch from a competitive standpoint.
Anytime a coach takes over a new staff, it's about building the coaching staff around you as well as getting the players. And your coaching staff has seen a significant amount of change from the end of the 2022 season to today. Can you give us some of the highlights of those changes?
Yeah, so the first highlight I want to talk about is Robbie Brown being our defense coordinator. Coach Brown I've known for a long time. I actually went to college with him at Ohio Dominican University, so we've known each other for a long time, and he's had a good career. So him coming over to run our defense is really exciting, and I think he does a tremendous job in terms of holding our guys accountable and pushing the culture that we're trying to create at Bethany. So I'm excited for him to be our defense coordinator. And on top of that, we've made some other key additions. Steve Daly's coming over from Wheeling University, and he's a little bit of an older coach. He's got a lot of head coaching experience at the high school level. He's got 4 years at the college level, and I think he's a guy with his experience. He can also hold me accountable as a head coach. Just based on his experience and what he's seen and what he's done. He can help me grow and push me to be a better version of myself. On top of coaching our running backs, and not just the new guys, but I'm excited to see our young guys how they continue to develop. Josh Rance is our offensive coordinator. He was promoted mid-season last year to our OC position, and I'm excited to see his growth individually and see how he continues to put his mark on the offense. So I'm excited to work with these guys this season.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach. And now, Davon, a couple questions for you. What were the deciding factors that made you want to come back and use your final year of eligibility for Bethany?
I'd definitely say the Bethany community and staff, especially within our football program. I'm a big believer in the way Coach Rob is directing us and the culture he has set forward for us. And I believe we're going to make big changes in the future.
Okay. In what ways do you expect to lead the offensive unit this season, and what are your expectations for the Bison offense?
I'd definitely say a lot of it has to do with making plays when the opportunity presents itself, being selfless, and making the sacrifices in order to make the greater goal at hand, which is winning football games. I would say in the previous years, we've definitely struggled sustaining drives and putting points on the board, which is huge for us in order to win games. So I feel like as long as we can sustain drives and put points on the board, we'll be able to compete in other conference.
Being a Wheeling native, what's it like for you to play college football so close to home?
I say it's probably different because the support you can receive from home, only living 20 minutes up the hill, is amazing. Your family's always there to support you, so it's the atmosphere can be different when you're at home games.
And being a senior leader, you get a chance now to maybe not call out some teammates, but give a shout out to some teammates and give some expectations to them. Give us the name of one Bison player on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball who you believe could have breakout seasons, and tell us why.
I'd definitely say huge playmaker, Trayvon Dean, outside receiver, very explosive, potentially one of the best receivers in the pack in my opinion. I believe in his work ethic. He'll come time and time again, will come ready to work, and he's always going to show up. And on the defensive side, I'd say Nate Rouse, big physical D lineman, very crafty, very, very crafty. I've never seen a big man work on his game as much as he has. Footwork, being physical, and being able to shed blockers.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Davon, and thanks again to Coach Robinson. Bethany is off the first week of the season and will kick off their year on September 9th when they host Washington and Jefferson. Thank you again, Bethany.